anyway. So
yeah, but you get to commentate on you get to see who your next opponent is going to be, so that's nice. And the difference between these players in personal best is only 3 seconds. Johncarls is 9th on the leaderboard with a time of 1940. And where are go?
Man, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off to the Metal Man stage. And now this first section, you have to dodge these moles. And it gives players trouble, especially newer players. I mean, it's totally RNG. So we'll see how these runners traverse this first section. The idea is to get through it with a good amount of health. You want to have at least 5 pips of health when you get to Metal Man, so you can do the glitch to put him in the wall.
Yeah, and if you're really good, if you've gotten the Andy setup, which wasn't exactly invented by Andy, but we just call it the Andy setup anyways. Oh, and they're both really low on health, but you only need like 2 health to set up the Metal Man glitch, but it's slightly harder. But both players making it through the gauntlet, or the mole hole as we like to call it nowadays, and making good time against these P robots, which these wheels, these gears take a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'm sure Mr. MKL is taking a big, huge breath after grabbing 2 or 3 health drops on the way up here, so he's sitting pretty good to go fight Metal. Johncarls, on the other hand, he's still sitting at 2. You can still, of course, do the vanilla strat, the regular strat, but might lose like half a second if you don't do it. You can also do the glitch strat if you have 4 health, but you cannot take body damage from Metal Man. You have to get hit by the blade. We'll see how Johncarls handles that. We'll see Mr. MKL if he can set it up.
Yeah, Mr. MKL caught up a little bit here because he got the big health drops. He could just damage boost through the P robots. And oh my god, Johncarls didn't get the Andy setup and ended up taking a death, which is still only, I think, 4 or 5 seconds. And meanwhile, Mr. MKL finished off Metal Man using the Metal Man glitch, which is basically triggering Metal Man to jump right, so he'll jump into a wall, then left, and he'll get stuck in the other wall, and it's just like super free to pelt at. You can hardly call this a boss battle. You can call this bothering a guy while he's doing cardio. I mean, what the hell? What the heck?
Bothering a guy while he's doing cardio. I like it.
Poor Metal Man.
You have to commend Johncarls for going for the strategy anyway. He didn't quite have enough health. He did take the hit correctly, he just didn't get the glitch, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he wasn't far enough to the right.
But yeah, he's gonna go ahead and get through Metal and catch up to Mr. MKL, who's made it into Wood stage now.
Yeah, and it's not a super big time loss because it's right outside of the boss room. It's maybe 7 or 8 seconds. It's I think around that because he really died early in the fight. And let's see if Mr. MKL he gets the dog skips. That's really nice because that dog does a lot of damage.
Yeah, he really does. You never want to, especially if you're a top route kind of guy, which
everybody is nowadays.
On the faster side of tournament, then yes, you're going to be on the top route.
It has some risk though, but yeah, MKL clears it nicely.
You definitely want to, and Johncarls gets it too. You definitely want to only take 1 hit of damage from that dog up there, and not 2.
Yeah, because it's like I've never had the double hit, but that would completely ruin the chance of getting any gains from the top wood route, which saves about 3 seconds.
So you mean to tell me you have never, and I mean never, gotten hit by the dog? Come on now.
No, I never gotten the double hit by the dog. I've gotten hit by the dog plenty of times, because I'm sloppy
that's what I meant. Like, come
on,
at least learn in this strat.
Oh wow, did you see that? That was a really nice fight from MKL. Nice wood fight. So you can actually hit Woodman through the leaves of his leaf shield as he's standing there. And if you're really fast, you can kill him before he fires the leaf shield, but it's really precise. Because you have to hit in between. Oh, that was a really nice hit from Johncarls.
The swag. He jumps up and throws one down diagonal. I like it.
Yeah, that's some swagger strats right there. So I say Woodman, Airman, and Topman, and maybe Hardman are the easy tier bosses of this game. So Airman, so these present the smallest challenge, but they're still a great deal of fun. Or it's challenging to get them optimally. Like Airman not so much, Topman not so much, with Woodman, like that fastest kill on Woodman, that does require some challenge.
Yeah, and this is one of the stages that the version differences of the game actually end up helping out. As you see, the goblins here spawn the spikes out of their head a little bit slower, so people tend, in the European version of this game, so people tend to run it as a speed run, as opposed to the American or Japanese version. And yeah, that actually helps out and saving a little bit of time.
So, which is MKL is playing on the American version, and John Carls is also playing on the American version, or not? I didn't see.
I believe they're both using European version. I saw the fact that those goblin spikes came up slow. In the American Japanese version, they do not, like, you don't have enough time to jump on the first before the first spike comes out. You will take that damage.
And both players have enough weapon energy for Leaf Shield, making this fight. What just happened on MKL side, I do not know, and he's having some trouble.
He run out of the shield. When you traverse that platform, the section with the death pit where the lightning lords are floating on the clouds, when you traverse that, the speed strat is to use the leaf shield, and if you run out of the leaf shield, like, you won't have enough to double hit and then single hit airman for the kill. So he was a little bit shy. You want a health, or you want an item pickup there just in case, but it didn't work out like that for Mr. MKL this time.
Yeah, and I just noticed that Mr. MKL's timer has stopped. I'm not sure what that is about, but I'll just count on you to update me with their official SRL race times when the race is over.
Sure thing, buddy. I got you.
Yeah, so
you see, what I would think is he probably tried to split the accident stop timer, which doesn't matter race because they're both synced up. So I mean, literally, you're looking at the same time on John Carls' screen. It's 6:51 for Mr. MKL right now.
All right, and let's see. Okay, and MKL is going for the fastest backup energy tank. So the world record only uses one energy tank, but a lot of players opt to use, including myself, opt to use 2 energy tanks for some more safety, especially in a race, but also like just for PBs, because it's nice to have that security that you're not going to be bought out of your PB just because you didn't pick up take that 1 second to grab that energy tank. And a thing about the airman strat using Leaf Shield, you really want to get that one small weapon energy drop. But even if you don't get it and you use a really good, and you get the double hit on airman, you can get a good. You can only lose like 3 seconds by not getting the drop. I think I phrased that right. Like so, if you do it optimally without getting the drop, you lose 3 seconds over getting the drop.
Yeah.
So that's still pretty big.
Yeah, that indeed. And Crashman, one of the more trolly. The decider. Yeah, I like it. He definitely gives people problems.
Like, it's always nice when he cooperates, and he kind of follows like, and John Carls having a little bit of issue here. Like,
yeah,
he can take another hit from the Clash Bomb. Like, another Clash Bomb's okay, but and he clears it. Nice. So yeah, Clash Bomb is definitely the trickiest boss because the air shooter's kind of freaky. Like, you can't fire another air shooter unless the first air shooter is completely off screen. And even if it is completely off screen, it's still not completely off screen, and that's the messed up part. So you just kind of mash B until another one comes out. And another cool thing about this fight, and nobody's been able to do this consistently, but it's actually possible when Crashman is walking away from you and you fire an air shooter that he's hit twice, double hit. And it's a very rare phenomenon, but I've seen it happen on a bunch of players, most notably Andy.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to wonder how that works out, like some details. So if you guys know anything about that double hit on the Crashman, y'all let me know. I definitely need it racing these two guys.
Yeah, that's for sure. I love this music. McMahon stage is like, this is a really, this is one of the easier stages because you can just like, it has a pretty good pace. Oh, and some nice strats from MKL here. And if you shoot these mag flies, like here on John Carls' screen, that saves about roughly a second, I think. I'm not completely sure. I haven't timed everything, but and you can time out these metal blades just right so you can force in an extra slide, which Mr. MKL did.
Oh, nice. And John Carls is going to do, I believe those are they Flyboys? I forget what they are, the topsy-turvy in there, but he's going to save the...
Peter Cheese. Peter Cheese? Something like that.
Yeah, he's going to save the one hit of damage on that one screen. Usually the standard strategy right now is just to go ahead and double hit, but if you can Metal Blade him out, yeah, you get to save the hit of damage, but the bad thing about that is you're going to end up using a little bit more Metal Blade, and we're in the second half of the game now, so this is considered the Wily stages. They've got the Mega Man 3 bosses here, as you see Mr. MKL fighting Magnet Man now. And yeah, like I was mentioning, they're Wily stages, so if you're familiar with Mega Man and how Mega Man games work, once you hit Wily stages, you do not get to refill your weapon energy in between stages. Mr. MKL makes quick work of Magnet, and John Carls does as well.
Yeah, John Carl having a slightly cleaner fight on Magnet Man than Mr. MKL, and he's catching up to John Carl's catching up to Mr. MKL, so this is really nice. And you saw both players hopping on Rush Jet, and they kept jumping repeatedly. And the reason for this is that, like in Mega Man 3 on the NES, you only consume weapon energy as long as Mega Man is standing on Rush. And as Charlie Boy mentioned, weapon energy isn't refilled, so conserving some Rush it goes a long way, since you need it, especially in the final stage and on the final boss. And Mr. MKL is opting for the classical Rush Coil strats. Recently, Andy came up with a way to use Magnet Missile more effectively on one of the apes, and this caused Rush Coil to be void, or the time games from Rush Coil is actually a bit slower because you have to wait for him to come down. It's only like 0.7 seconds, but it's still, so yeah. If you the hardcore players now go for Rushless in this stage.
Yeah, definitely. See, if it was me right there on the screen, John Carls hit, that's where I switched to Magnet. I Magnet that one guy just to do it. I don't think it saves in time, but I'll go ahead and have the Magnet out before it gets to the door.
Wow, that was the best possible kill MKL got on Hardman. Like if Hardman doesn't leave the ground, that's the best. That's the best scenario. That's the quick kill as it were. Ooh. Oh, and this is why John Carls probably didn't do Rushless, because if you do Rushless, you will use 4 magnets in the stage, meaning you only have 5, which is the total needed to kill Hardman. And if you miss one shot, yeah, you can't kill Hardman with magnets only. So it's kind of risky if you're not used to it.
Yeah, and I see Mr. MKL pulling out Rush Marine and getting into this Aqua section of Top Man stage here. John Carls is going to do the same, I assume. There is a new zip here, recently discovered. I don't know if it saves much time at all, or is even worth it, but...
Was that your double hard knuckle zip at the start of the game?
Wow, somebody knows about that? Awesome.
Yeah, I've tested it out. Like it's only slightly faster if you use Rush Jet instead of Rush Marine, but using Rush Jet consumes weapons energy, so it's not worth it in the end. But it's still a really cool strat.
Right on, right on. More testing to be done on that one, but we're going to these zips. John Carls is gonna get it.
And Mr. MKL getting some extra munition for the hard knuckle, which is great because that will allow some extra zipping up ahead, and also provide some like if you have enough hard knuckle energy, you can actually kill Quint a second faster with hard knuckles instead of metal blades, following up after the clash bombs, of course. And this is why Top Man is considered one of the easy tier bosses. This game in general is fairly easy, but you can like always one cycle this boss. And of course, Mr. MKL didn't one cycle it when I just said that. Just okay, but John Carls got it. And you see, it's like you only have the time after the second shot. You have to wait for like half a second to fire the next 3 shots, and that's basically this whole boss battle. You can barely even call this a boss battle. Poor Top Man. Like I think he too only wanted to dance, and here you come in, just punch him in the face and steal his dance moves. What kind of guy is Mega Man?
And Mega Man is one of the craziest little robot guys I've ever known. I'll tell you that.
He sure likes to crash a party, that's for sure. So, Mr. MKL opting for the leaf shield strat here to conserve some Metal Blade. It's very... oh, and we have a 1-up drop, so this game drops 1-ups more often than any other Mega Man Game Boy game, I think. So this is why I often refer to it affectionately as Mega Man 5 NES of the Game Boy series, as that game has a ridiculous drop rate for 1-ups. And I think at the start of this tournament we saw Sprinting Legs getting a total of 9 lives. So that's pretty Mega Man 5 NES worthy.
Yeah, these guys are pretty close going across this hardman section here.
Yeah.
And they did skip the Elpis Zip, which...
No, that was the up zip. People confuse it all the time. Like, MKL is not going for the LP zip, but Johncarls is. So this
is the LP.
This is the LP zip.
All right, my bad. Yeah, now this zip right here is pretty. It's pretty worthy to do. The up zip, on the other hand, if you don't get it the first try, then
yeah,
man, you're wasting time.
Yeah, and basically that there's a heart like to the top right of that Hammer Joe is a large weapon refill, and by doing the LP zip, you get positioned at the top of that screen. So that's why it's really nice. It eliminates a lot of RNG. And the up zip, which was not discovered by me, I do not know who discovered that. Oh, and that's a very tight fight from MKL. The up zip saves about 3 or 4 seconds, but I'm not completely sure. It might be more, because you get an extra screen transition cut from doing the up zip correctly. But it's kind of tricky. So I really understand. I always understand if players don't go for it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that fight between Needleman and Mr. MKL was so close. I was worried, but handles it like a pro, and we're off to fight Quint, the futuristic Mega Man.
No buster.
Not Mega Man X.
Yeah, but Mega Man and Mega Man X aren't the same person, of course. But yeah, Quint's from a future where there is no or less violence, and Dr. Wily is a good guy, and I think that's why Dr. Wily went into the future, stole this future Mega Man, and gave him this weird rocket railing thing. And yeah, good plot, excellent plot. Really, I'm really glad. Like these games are about the gameplay, so like the plot isn't super important. They do have some great designs. Look at these Wily bases. This might be my favorite Wily base of all time. It's in space. It's got skulls. It's got fangs. It's got that nice big W on top. Yeah, good stuff.
And it's got crazy clocks when you get inside it.
Yeah, so nice that they threw in some Salvador Dali, like it's a famous artist, and they just threw in this reference because of the melted clocks and because of the time travel that's obviously so heavy embedded in the plot. And neither player getting the initial frame perfect zips, but do getting the ladder zips. And did MKL just get the second frame perfect one? Nice.
Very nice.
And because Johncarls missed it, the backup's right there, so it's not the biggest time loss. I think it's about 3 seconds, maybe tops. And
yeah, and this is the final Wily stage, so it's all down to this. We'll see what happens whenever we get to the door. Mr. MKL, you know, he's got a decent amount of rush jet. Probably not enough to do 2 phases of Wily, but definitely enough to do 1 phase. Maybe Johncarls' damage boost through this area. He does have enough health for damage boost. He might end up saving a few seconds, which will close the gap a little bit more. But it's like
he's not going for it. Can't really blame it, but it's still like taking 1 damage boost wouldn't be too bad.
It's a race, and you guys. Top 16 to top 8. You're trying to get top 8. You got to take these risks.
Yeah, gotta go deep. So this is Dr. Wily, and in this game, Dr. Wily is weirder than usual. First off, he's really small for some reason. Second, he's in an ostrich robot. Third, you don't have to deplete the life bars in the first 2 phases. And fourth, he's a go-kart. And fifth, he's a T-Rex. So yeah. Weird Wily, but I still really like these boss designs because it's just, I don't know, it's kind of quirky but cool. And
yeah,
here we see
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and here we see the only use of the Sakugarn ever. Like, just use it on the final boss, which is kind of a theme in Mega Man Game Boy games. I think the Mega Man 3 final boss is also only hit by the Screw Crusher or the Punk Weapon. And, and let's see if MKL can get some... Oh, and he's getting in some double hits. The timing for this is pretty tight, but he gets in some. And GG to Mr. MKL. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's a time of 20:08 by the SRL race timer. And John Carls here finishing up the dinosaur. And his official SRL time will be 20:34. So the first winner here, Mr. MKL, takes the first match. This is a 2 out of 3 set of matches, so John Carls isn't out just yet. But this is for their tournament life. This is on the loser side of the bracket, so...
Yeah, and it was a really cool race because we saw John Carls just like if he didn't die, if he wouldn't rip English, if he wouldn't have died in Metal Man stage, this race would have been absurdly close because this was already a really close race. I mean, like the difference was what, like 15 seconds tops?
By the SRL times, John Carls was about, let's see, carrier 1, blah blah blah. Let's see, 20:08, 20:34. It's about 26 seconds. 26 seconds.
26 seconds. Well, that's pretty. I think the craziest race we've seen this tournament so far was Ape Boy versus Hard Selection, which was a difference of 1 second. That was absolutely crazy.
I said 26. I think it might be 16. I'm bad at math. somebody math for me right now. Tell me the math. Where's my calculator?
Yeah, rip math. I don't actually use calculation. Like everything in speedrunning, I just estimate. Like I just go with the flow, and if it looks faster, I'll just do it. It's only since recently that Andy told me to measure things with a timer, like time your strats, that I've actually started this. And I've been speedrunning for at least, I don't know, 14, 15 years, and I've never measured anything ever. So I've only recently started doing this, and it's helped a little bit. It's a really nice community around this game as well.
You know, I shouldn't have second-guessed myself because I did put it in the calculator and it is 26. I was right the first time. Booyah! I'm still on math. I'm good. I don't need to go back to school. Let's go. Alright, so...
That comment just made my day. But, yeah, we're having a small delay. I just got word from Cyclone there that there's going to be a small delay before the second race starts. So, yeah. This was a lot closer than I initially expected because John Carls was saying in the Discord, like, oh man, I'm going to lose. Like, I haven't had my coffee yet. So I thought he was, like, out of shape, but he looks pretty in shape to me.
Yeah, I mean... you know, just little jabs and mind games in Discord prior to the race. He's like, have you been practicing? He's like, oh, I practiced a little bit today. He's like, you're cheating. What's up? Why are you practicing? You're not supposed to practice. You're just supposed to be good. What are you doing? No. But of course, I mean, who wouldn't practice a great game like Mega Man 2 on Game Boy? Come on, guys. It's a really good game. It really is.
Yeah, I've been playing for like... I have been doing some other speedruns aside, but like just today I got like personal best, and I finally got past Jermaine. It's like I was tied with him, and I'm second place. I'm really happy. Now I've gotta get close to Andy. I gotta give him a run for his money.
Woohoo! Look at you, Mr. Elpis, in the world record race. Oh ho ho! Hey, good stuff, man. That's what's up. I mean, I'm kind of jealous. I'm over here trying to mark at a sub 20 and stuff. I'm like, hey. I'd like to hit a sub 20. I'm actually, technically, if you count it on Super Game Boy, I hit sub 20. I hit 1928, but that's Super Game Boy, and I get docked 30 seconds. The hardware runs faster on the original Super Game Boy. And me personally, I don't have a Super Game Boy 2 or a GameCube player or anything like that, so I'm stuck either on Super Game Boy or emulator, and I'd rather run on the real stuff.
Yeah, Super Game Boy 2 and Game Boy Player are great. great for this game. Like I used to play on the. Oh, I may hit next race in the series, so I'll do that. And I'm gonna change the volume a bit.
Oh yeah, we're about to start this next race right now. Hang on to your hats, grab your Mega Busters. It's go time, guys.
Are you ready for round 2?
Round 2. Ready, fight.
Metal Man is such a metal guy. All he wants to do is just his cardio, right? And yeah. Poor Metal Man.
So
I really feel for him.
He's so metal.
Like, this entire stage is made of... Everything is made of metal, so he's really in his elements. And this is one of my favorite damage boosts. Like, you get to skip two crushers, you get to skip 2 crushers for the price of 1. And there, John Carls, if he had boosted off that mole, he could have skipped another crusher for the minimal price of only 2 life bars. And
Mr.
MKL
take a death early on.
Is that gonna be the turnaround point for this race?
Oh my god, this is exciting.
Hey, it might be. Yeah, I saw the way he took... So after the first initial damage boost, there's another one. You want this one that he's coming up to now. You want to hit the mole, and then not hit the crusher, but he's running into some troubles again.
Ooh, this is go. At least he got out of the mole hole, and John Carls also... Oh my god, John Carls, don't ruin it. Oh my god!
Wow.
So, still in the lead, so
That's legit,
but
though.
you gotta wonder how nervous these runners are feeling right now. But does mean he can damage boost through the rest of this PRO boss. So that's actually that's a pretty okay place to die, I guess.
Yeah, especially since he had already hit the checkpoint. I do agree with that.
He had already hit the checkpoint? Oh, checkpoint. I thought jackpot. Never mind.
Yes.
Oh, and MKL getting some nice drops, so he can damage boost as well here. So, cool thing about this game is that it has a bunch of unique features. Some are really handy, others aren't. And one of the more useful features is that Mega Man has bulk armor. Like Mega Man, you can see it by his sprite, but it actually bulks out of his mind. Because he can climb a ladder, get hit, and keep climbing. No other Mega Man game are you allowed this luxury. And the same goes for the slide. If you walk into an enemy, like the closest you can get and slide, you can actually cancel the hitback animation, the knockback. You can actually cancel it, and it's a very unique thing about this game that really adds to its flair. It adds to the magic of why this game is so fun.
Yeah, definitely. Man, yeah. Both these guys having a little rough trouble with the metal stage, you know. I mean, for as easy as the boss is, that's one tough stage to get through. But they're both making their way into wood now. So we'll see what the wood RNG has for us in store.
And I just want to say, like, there's absolutely no shame in dying in Metal Man stage, in a race, in a speedrun. Like, the number of resets people often do when grinding for a personal best on that stage is absurd. Because Metal Man stage, along with Needle Man stage, are the hardest stages in the game to do consistently, to do fast. They're the beasts. Just together with Clash Man, they formed the Decider Ultra, and yeah, that's why I love Clash Man. I don't know how that came up again, but yeah, Clash Man. We're not there yet, but I can't wait for Clash Man. It's my favorite boss, and John Carls making excellent time. Like, he had a good top route, and he's now a full 4 or 5 screens ahead from MKL. So this is very interesting, because if John Carls wins this race, you know what we get, right? We get another race of this wonderful game.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I was like I was trying to sound sarcastic. No, for real, that'd be awesome to see another race.
And man. John Carls again getting that sweet swagger diagonal hit. Oh, and MKL getting in another pre-shield hit as well, so that's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, like, these guys are definitely bringing the hype. It's a very close match here. I only hope that whenever one of these two guys wins, I can live up to this hype, because man, I'm gonna have to get on the grind on some practice runs or something. But
Yeah, you got your work cut out for you, man. Yeah, you're right. Now I'm seeing like the horns come up slower. You were totally right.
Yeah, you see how they're coming up slower. If you jump, you will take that in the other two versions. You'll take that hit on the first horn, and the strat there is just to slide and use the invincibility on the second one. But the other difference comes in Top Man stage at the checkpoint screen. There is you slide under the two construction robots, and in the Japanese and American versions, there is a wall preventing the slide. So that's the other reason you run this, because that wall isn't there and you just slide under and that just saves one jump. So that's
John Carls got a lot of drops, so apparently he didn't really need them, so it's not I thought like he needed them, so yeah. MKL opting to switch back because and there was a small drop. If only he had stayed true to his course.
Yeah, I don't blame him though.
Yeah, and then definitely understandable. If you don't get to drop, Airman's slower, but
not only slower. I mean, you can run into some problems. I mean, once you pull out the Buster, you're at the mercy of Airman's RNG. If those tornadoes hit you, you could take the death.
Yeah, so Airman's the optimal strat for Airman is just throwing a leaf shield because it connects twice, then sliding into him and using another leaf shield. He only takes 3 hits in total, and he's the shortest fight in this game. And here we have we almost had some weapon screen sync. And here we have my favorite boss, Clashman. I also really like this stage. Wait, I'm gonna switch the audio real quick. So yeah,
for sure.
Oh, and John Carls got some bad dog there. So that's another glitch that that's not it's not beneficial most of the time. Like it can be beneficial if you want to grab the energy tank here, and he gets the bad dog again. Basically,
no, go ahead.
Okay, so if Rush spawns and you jump on him at the frame or pixel or whatever he spawns, he will just become a stationary platform, not registering Mega Man has stepped onto him, so you can't move Rush, but you can slide off and fall into a pit, which I think happens right there.
It definitely happened right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh,
and then I was like,
call me out, why don't you? Right there on my
but I was gonna follow it up with like, I was like, wow, that's never happened to me before. And then I did a run, and it happened to me, and I was like, wow, okay, I deserve that. I so deserve that.
No, it's fine, man. Yo, that pit is gruesome, especially if you get bad dog there. You think Capcom will patch that out? LOL. Just kidding.
Lol.
What a knee slapper there. As John Carls is going in to fight Crashman. We'll see how Crashman behaves. You get the one shot because you don't have enough.
Is he gonna play nice? Oh yeah, that's another thing. Like the regular shots from the air shooter aren't enough to kill. Oh my god, are not enough to kill Clashman. You actually need a second Buster shot, or like you need one Buster shot to hit him. Oh my god!
Now see, he had 2 E-tanks if he had just chosen to spend one, but now the tides have turned and Mr. MKL is taking the lead.
That is unfortunate. But this race already shaping up very crazy. You never know what's gonna happen next, and might turn around. But this race has been crazy so far already. So many twists and turns.
Yeah, John Carls down to 0 lives, so can't afford to make too many more mistakes. On the other hand, Mr. MKL moving on to Magnus stage here. We got this unskippable cutscene. Yeah, the screen of the cutscene.
It's such a shame Dr. Wily doesn't wiggle his eyebrows. Like that's the only thing that this game could have done better. Like in my opinion, is like the eyebrows. Like if only he had wiggled his eyebrows, I bet everyone would have gave this game a 10 then.
You must have blinked because I saw him. The real Mega Man fans see him wiggle his eyebrows right there, right?
Oh my god. I must not be a real Mega Man fan. Oh, and there's another life drop. Mega Man 5, it's here.
Only kidding, guys. Only kidding, folks.
So yeah, these guys are called G Springers, which I think is G for giant. I hope it's for giant. I don't know what else it would be for. But anyways, you can line up those metal blades pretty good. So you won't have to damage boost through them because they do like 4 or 5 damage. It's way too much, especially if you want a damage boost against the boss, which you would want to do. Like for the perfect strategy that I use, I only need 3 health. But if you want to take an extra body hit, I think the body hits for 5. I'm not sure, it might be 4. But yeah, Mega Man's a really strict boss. He always does the same thing, but if you hit him at an unspecific time, or you hit him at a certain point, he will go into a phase where he can't be hit for a couple of seconds, and but it only happens if you don't time your shots just right. So it's preventable. It's not RNG.
Yeah, did you see Mr. MKL jumping on Rush's nose? LOL. Man, that was great.
Poor dog. You know, I always like when you just mentioned Rush Marine in the last race, I always think of Rush Marine like a US Marine, like bulked out of his mind, and then but if Rush Marine was a Marine, he would be jumping on Mega Man, not the other way around.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Ooh, that was very risky from johncarls right there. That if he had gotten hit a little more forward, he could have fallen into the spike pit and died. But luckily
yeah,
he
you can
didn't.
tell he's playing a little flustered, unfortunately. Not happy with that crash step, but he's got to stick his head in the game because you never know, Mr. MKO could make a mistake or something, and then, you know, johncarls will be right in there. Oh, and he gets the bad RNG.
I literally just said it wasn't RNG. Come on, man, stay with the program. Nah, dickhead. But, yeah. MKL still going for the rush strats. What do you think? Do you think there's any chance for johncarls to catch up?
I mean, yeah, of course. It's a race. Anything can happen.
Man.
I mean, I'm not trying to jinx anybody, but I mean, you know, I mean, it's Mega Man. Mega Man's hard. It's not easy.
Yeah, even though this might be the easiest Mega Man game there is, it's still to speedrun it. To speedrun anything becomes pretty hard, I guess. Or optimized anyway. So, and the time they lose here by using Rush Coil over Rushless is 0.7 seconds. So it's still a really viable strat. It's not going to be a race determinator like, say, Clashman.
Oh, and johncarls getting caught up with the rush getting clipped in the wall. So that's going to lose him maybe like a point of the second, 0.3, 0.6 maybe. Unfortunately, because he waited for the dog. If he would have just jumped on the ladder, then it wouldn't have mattered, but it happens. It does happen, you know.
Yeah, if you get too close to a wall, Rush will spawn in a wall and he'll say nope, like just happened on MKL's screen as well. So Carls has to be kinda safe, and he is. Oh, okay, that's a real that makes my heart beat a little easier. Like, oh man, my English totally gone. And MKL again missing the top zip.
Did you see that kill by johncarls? He shot 2 magnet missiles at one. He did 2 damage. It was a double magnet. It was pretty crazy looking. Go check it out when you watch the replay.
Oh, and he misses the second ladder zip, which I think now he loses about 4.5 seconds by having lost the first zip, which saves about 3.7 seconds if I recall correctly, and the second zip another half a second or something, or 8 seconds, 0.8 seconds. And johncarls also in the top man stage now, so let's see if he gets that illustrious first zip. Oh, and he's a bit too quick on the draw.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to do. Like 1 frame, I think. And see, this is the reason I urged it. the part right here you can slide right under, and there's not a wall there. But the other two versions, there's a wall there, and you have to jump up and slide. And take that extra.
Ooh, nice. And John Carls does get the double zip, the ladder zip, and another ladder zip. And meanwhile, MKL got the one cycle top man. That's really nice. Both players use Metal Blade here. There's another. So, oh my god. Well,
you know,
that's rough.
I didn't say anything, but I was thinking, like, yo, he's not that far behind. He's still in this. and well,
he's gone.
I mean, he's still in it. He's still in it. Anything could happen. But
another life drop in this Mega Man 5.
Every once in a while, when you're at that pit trying to jump on those top spinners that float against over that death corridor there, the button won't respond, and you'll end up jumping into the pit without the jump.
Yeah, that pit has claimed many a victim throughout the playthroughs.
It's definitely a run killer sometimes.
Yeah, definitely, and like this is pretty much an insurmountable difference. But still, I was appreciate the determination. Like no rage quitting allowed when you're playing a tournament match like this. Oh, and John Carl opting not to get the. Oh, of course, he got like hard knuckle refilled. Like I don't know. Wait, never mind. And he's opting not to get the small drops for the hard knuckle. Meanwhile,
at this point, I mean, he's already gotten took the game over, so he's got full energy.
Yeah. And meanwhile, on the left, we have the dance-off between Needleman, and it's over. Like, it's so nice. You don't even get to finish the sentence. Like, you're trying to tell something about this boss, and it's already over. That's what I like about this game too. It's a real snack, like a speedrunning snack. It doesn't take an hour plus to complete a speedrun. You know, you can just get one out in 20 minutes.
Well, you know, maybe you can just get 20 minutes, but it takes me about 21. Okay, so.
Yeah, but still, that's gotta be better than like spending 4 hours of your life on Final Fantasy VII or something. I don't know. I've never speedrun an RPG, and I'm never going to either.
Bro, it's
like,
gotta be like 7 hours for that. And 7 is like the greatest RPG of all time.
Yeah, okay, like I know it's a really highly appreciated RPG, but to speedrun an RPG is like I can't grasp that concept, and it's okay. Like I respect other people that speedrun RPGs. I'm just never gonna be one of them. But I appreciate the need to beat their games you like as fast as possible, because that's what speedrun is all about. You know, uniting people that want to beat games the fastest way possible, exploit every glitch possible to just attain that fastest pace.
Oh no, you're fine. You don't need an explanation. And I'm just pulling your chain. Yeah, John Carls actually didn't go for the Elpis switch this time, and he went ahead and took a bunch of damage boosts and took an E-tank, which isn't that bad at all. So he's gonna be in good shape to go fight Needleman. Which, yo, that really hurts whenever you get hit by the hat he wears, the needle hat there.
Yeah,
the idea in this fight is to take the damage from the needles he shoots and then just spin around him.
If you have enough health taking 2, you gotta have 9 health to take 2 body hits, and you can actually kill him with only getting hit only once, but it's not a consistent strategy. So to see that in a race will be rare. I think only. Yeah, and he has a strat that he can get himself to Needleman with enough health, so he'll never have to get hit more than once.
Did you see the
I think most of the time.
Did you see the little dance that MKL did? He when he was jumping across, using a rush to get across that little corridor there instead of waiting for the yokai block, he got stuck a little bit. Make sure he didn't have a bad dog. He did a little jump, kind of like Mega Man was dancing.
Yeah, I got to do the rush dance.
But here we go, we're into the Wily fight. Mr. MKL looking to close this one off strong. And with 4 lives, you know, I'm sure nothing will go wrong, man.
Nothing can possibly go wrong here. And we have a question from the chat, and it says, is climbing the ladder while hurt tech, or is it built in the game? It's built into the game. You don't have to do anything special. Same goes for the slide. You don't have to do anything special to cancel anything out or whatever. The only tech, arguably, in this game, aside from using Bad Dog, effectively would be... oh, I lost it. The zips. That's the only real tech, so it's a really beginner-friendly game to speedrun, I think.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'll definitely agree with that. The toughest part of this game is probably the boss fights. Clutching out boss fights.
Yeah, especially
Wily
Clash
fight or Clash.
And GG's to Mr. MKL. Congratulations. We have a winner.
And it's going to secure Mr. MKL into top 8 of this Mega Man 2 Game Boy Tournament. Congratulations. GG's. Finished first with an official SRL time of 20 minutes and 15 seconds. Yeah, I'll agree. I'll definitely agree. Let's cheer on John Carls as he makes this final climb towards Wily, clutching out boss fights.
Yeah, especially Clash fight.
Or Clash.
And GG's to Mr. MKL. Congratulations. We have a winner.
And it's going to secure Mr. MKL into top 8 of this Mega Man 2 Game Boy Tournament. Congratulations. GG's.
Charlie, are you still there?
First yes, I'm still here. I believe we're hearing John Carls' audio. Let's the match. Let's cheer on John Carls as he switch back over. Final climb towards Wily.
I switched to John Carls. That's what we should have done, right? I didn't? Mr. MKL, congratulations. We have a winner. Can you actually hear the game audio? I can. Okay. Oh, and I think that's pretty much an intentional death right there.
I believe
I just don't want to waste the chance to die on Wily here. And this fight is really, like, there's actually something really tricky that can happen at the start of this fight. If you run under him and shoots to call rush down, it's, Wily can land on you for 4 to 5 damage, and it's actually really bad. It could kill your run, and it's probably sub-pixel dependent or something dependent because we don't have a grip on what causes it exactly. And it's really nasty.
Yeah, definitely. That should fix the audio echo. But yeah, John Carls looking to wrap this up. The final fight here.
Yeah, and all of these Wily forms have only 2 forms of attack. Like this one throws Goombas. I think they're Goombas, and he fires this cute little missile from his Buster Arm. And oh, wait for it! Wait for it! Wait for it!
One hit left. You know, at this point, I think he's just dancing. He's just dancing. He doesn't want to be out of the tournament yet. He's like, yo, I got this.
No, why have you done
Good
this?
stuff to John Carls.
GG to John Carls.
Finishing up with an official SRL time of 23:03. Unfortunately, that's going to be the end of John Carls as a racer in this tournament. I'm sure we'll get to hear plenty of commentary from him in the future, hopefully. Good stuff. Hey, and thanks again for hosting this thing, John. Man, good stuff. GG's.
Yeah, this tournament has really been a blast so far. Meeting so many nice people, having fun races, everybody improving together. It's really, yeah, thanks so much, John Carls. We really appreciate all the effort. Okay, Mr. MKL. No, yeah. I don't know what that was, but so let's see if any of our racers are up for a post-race interview.
Definitely. I get these guys in here and see if they have any final thoughts. See what they're thinking.
such a shame. Like this really had John Carls really had the potential here to turn this game around and go for round 3, but
oh,
it's
definitely.
okay.
Yeah, he started off really strong. It's unfortunate, you know, Crashman makes and breaks runs, and you guys saw a prime example of that, unfortunately.
Okay, my Discord is acting up because I'm trying to get Mr. MKL in here, and the Discord won't even send my messages. So yeah. Ooh. Not really sure what to do now. The background music is gone. Well, let me see if I can fix that.
Discord is broken, but I believe we have John Carls joining us. GG's, John. How you doing, man?
GG's.
Well, I was just kidding.
Okay.
He said he can't join, but then he joined the channel, but I don't hear his audio. Perhaps. Can you hear me?
He says he can join.
I heard him say, "Can you hear me?" and then he backed off. So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe he'll get it fixed up.
Hello, John. Are you
there
there?
He goes. Yes.
GG, John.
GG, sir.
MMII. Not my greatest showing, unfortunately. Metal Man stage. Holy heck.
Yeah, but I still think like if it wasn't for that Clash fight, I think you would have won this round, man.
What happened to Mr. MKL? I stopped watching once I died to Clash.
I think he only died in Metal, I think, or did he die a second time? I don't remember, but I think he only died in Metal. So you had a significant lead after Metal up until dying at Crash.
Wow, even with the death, I had a significant lead. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you both died, and he died with a bigger time
like,
loss. You died at a better
didn't feel like they were working. There were jumps that, like, slides that I was jumping into. I don't know. Like, the first race, I actually performed really well outside of not having enough help for the Metal Man glitch. I was like 7 off my race PB, so that was a really good run. Outside of that, I got the frame perfect in Top Man stage, and that all went smoothly. I should have had enough health. I made a mistake, so it's not like bad RNG, but then I don't know what happened that last race. I challenged my my rule of never forfeiting. I really was close, but yeah, GG's to Mr. MKL. He's been running this game a long time. We both haven't picked it up in a very long time, so that's the first game I've played since last race, but could have been closer, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I think for someone who hasn't played like a whole lot since our last match, I think you did pretty good, especially the first race, but also the second. Like, aside from the death, like, I was pretty like, yeah, it wasn't really bad. Like, there were just some unfortunate events like the death and then the game over in Topman that completely sealed the deal, and I think you knew it at that point too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, once I died to Clash, I was just riding it out. I don't know how I messed that fight up. It shouldn't have happened that way. I was pretty close, but sometimes when you're in those iframe states, it's really hard. Like, it won't shoot out the air. You have to really time it properly.
Yeah.
When you're taking those damage boosts from the missiles that he shoots, and unfortunately my timing was just off. So
yeah, you took one body hit too many, and like I mentioned how air shooter works, but it's like air shooter is not the most user-friendly weapon. And Clashman turning out to be the decider of runs once again. So I'm kind of happy for that, even though I'm sorry for you that you had to die to Clashman. I'm happy for Clashman. Like, he finally got his fill again. If that makes any sense. I don't mean to be rude. Sorry, John.
Oh no, absolutely no. It was yeah. I've done, you know, like 1,500 attempts, and Clashman is like not a difficult stage for me at all. I just don't. I mean, dying to the boss because I don't have enough health is pretty normal. That's just a reset point. But dying in the room I died in, I mean, it only cost me like 10 seconds, so it wasn't that bad. But it's just like a weird place to die. I can't remember. And again, that just comes from like multiple times I was holding down and trying to slide, and I would just jump out of it, and I jumped right into one of those skier guys. So just unfortunate. I don't know why. I must not have been holding down hard enough or something, but otherwise, I mean, I would have liked to perform better today and in the tournament in general as the 3 seed, but it's time for the better players to move on, to get some really sick matchups going on. So I'm excited to see this top 8 and how everything shakes out for sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll be able to do some commentary. I really hope
Absolutely.
you will.
Yeah, I will definitely try and do that for sure. So I'm excited to see it and see what happens between all of you. A lot of you have been pushing this game real hard. Elpis, you're sub 19 now. We got Andy and Tremaine. It's going to be an interesting. When I organized this, I never expected so many people to get so passionate about the game, and to see so many people push their time to like the sub 19 level is really exciting. So I think we're going to be up for a lot of really cool races after this kind of break that we've taken. So I know a lot of people didn't realize this was still going on, but we got some hot races coming up for sure.
I definitely had to save the best for the last, top 8 and all that.
Absolutely.
But good stuff.
Mr. MKL just joined. Say GG's to him.
GG, Mr. MKL.
Thank you, GG John Carls. That was it was a fun match.
Yeah, I sure did the things. So I sure made it easy for you on that last one. You didn't have to worry about anything.
Oh man,
MKL, can you turn down your mic volume like a little bit, like 10 or 20 points?
Just give me a moment here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just really loud in comparison to John, so it's kind of, it messes me up.
Oh, I can turn up my mic.
There he goes.
That's
oh,
probably
no, that's even worse. No, please, John, don't.
Okay, sorry.
So
my mic's still
yeah,
low for the podcast.
Hey, everybody's good for me, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Are we a little bit better now?
Thank you, Mr. MKL. GG's, congratulations, man.
I thought I was gonna
How do you feel about that?
I thought I was. I died early in metal, and I was just like, oh, I'm putting myself behind the 8 ball, and I caught up to you basically through execution the first race. I thought I was gonna be able to take it, and then the second race, I just fell apart. So I mean, GG's to you, man. You've been running this game even longer than I have.
Yeah, it's true. I go back quite a ways in this game now. But man, no, you had me worried there. I struggled with Metal Man on both my runs, and yeah, I was just the entire time I thought I was behind you by about 10 or 15 seconds. So
yeah, well, that's a good place to have your mindset and keep pushing yourself. I was able to do top route both times. I got some frame perfect tricks, but like just normal movement was just terrible, and like I don't know. So
yeah, normal movement makes so much of a difference when getting a good time.
I just couldn't get my slides to stick. Like I was just jumping out of slides, falling places. I couldn't get Rush Jet to not be slippery. Like I slipped off him probably 7
Yeah, you
times.
got a lot of bad dogs in a row, like 3 in Clash alone.
Yeah, I mean, if you've played this game, you know that's like Rush is just a really poorly designed in this game, and it's easy to slide off him. But I've never really experienced it to that level. It was kind of frustrating for sure. But yeah, I'm excited to see your matchup with Charlie Boy here in the commentary.
That's
With
right.
His matchup.
Who?
So,
Who's next? What?
you,
Who?
bud. You ready?
Oh my goodness! I can't believe it, Charlie Boy.
You
This
ready?
guy who plays Killer Instinct just coming and taking the Mega Man world by storm.
Yeah.
But,
Absolutely.
Man, I'm excited, guys. I have been putting a lot of time into some Mega Man games recently. So yeah, and I know I've got a big plate ahead of me with Mr. MKL or John Carls. I'm biting my nails over here trying to find the motivation to hop back into a grind on this game.
Absolutely.
If this
Get
match
consistent
didn't
sub
motivate
20s
you,
or
what
something.
will?
Yeah, man, I know. I don't know, man. Yeah.
Well, come on, Charlie. You've seen it at this point. You see what I've got on offer, so you know what to prepare for.
Oh yeah. No. I'm good. I'm good. I got this. Let me tell you something, brother. I'll tell you what. No. Oh man.
Oh, busting out the Hulk Hogan here.
Dude, I'm gonna break out a
Barry.
promo on Mr. MKL right now, and he's
Oh,
going down. He's going downtown
Oh,
to
man.
Chinatown.
That's what I like to see. I like to hear
Wow.
see the
That
trash.
didn't quite follow through, but we'll go with it.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for these matchups. I think we got who do we have in the winners?
Okay, I'm looking at the bracket right now, and we have Tremaine versus me in the winner bracket, which is the winner of that goes to face off against Andy Sui in the semifinals. In the losers round 4, we have Charlie Boy versus MKL, and Hard Selection versus Izzy Man.
Oh wow!
The winner of Charlie versus MKL faces off against 8boy, and the winner of Hard Selection versus Izzy will fight either me or Tremaine.
Wow.
So there's going to be some really crazy matches upcoming.
Absolutely. So definitely keep your eye out for those. I'm going to go ahead and hop off, but thank you all for so much for the commentary. Thanks for letting me organize this speed gaming and try and race in it, and I'm looking forward to watching the better runners move on now. So GG's and Mr. MKL, good luck against Charlie.
Thank you, and thank
Yeah.
you for setting all this
Thank
up,
you for
John Carls.
hosting.
Absolutely. I'll see y'all.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, later, John. So yeah. So
all for so
MKL,
much
how
for the
did you feel about that
commentary.
race?
Thanks
Because that
letting me
whole
organize this
segment
speed
here was so
gaming
hectic, I
and
didn't actually
try and race
get
in it, and
how you
I'm looking
felt
forward
about
to
the race.
watching
Man, honestly, I
the
was
better
super
runners
nervous
move
the
on
entire
now.
race.
So
Like
GG's
you
and
said,
Mr. MKL,
I
good luck,
had some
against
struggles
Charlie.
in
Yeah.
in Metal Man
Thank you
and
for hosting.
you know,
Absolutely.
death here and
I'll see
there.
y'all.
So I was
Yeah, later,
I was
John.
looking at my time based you know, compared to what my kind of average times are, and I figured I was probably anywhere from, you know, 10 to 30 seconds off of where I wanted to be. So I figured that, yeah, I was probably at least 10 or 15 seconds behind John Carls that entire time. But, you know, you never know what the other player's going through. Like, I'm not watching his stream or anything. So,
Yeah, same. I
right,
never watched my opponent either, so that makes sense. You just gotta always if you feel like you're behind, you're gonna put in the most effort. So that's a good place to set your mind in.
So long as you're not feeling like you're so far behind that you just get deflated, right?
True.
That's the thing. But yeah, I figure, you know, anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds is something that I can make up if I play a little better and I get some luck and my opponent messes up a couple times, right? It doesn't take that much.
Happened.
Yeah, exactly, right? And like you said, John Carls was saying that he was catching up to me there in the first round and basically got there, right? But so that one was pretty tight.
Yeah, the first race was insanely tight. I mean, any race that ends in like less than 30 seconds difference, and like John Carls was like 2 or 3 screens behind you for like the duration of half of the race or something. It's a really great race.
Wow, yeah, and I guess I was super close to dying on Needleman on that run as well.
Yeah,
I think I only had the 1 pip of health. So yeah, I was really worried when I was going into that boss fight.
I was clinching on that one, man. You definitely clutched that out. I was worried that you were gonna trade with him on the last hit.
Yeah, same here.
Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So I mean, you I don't want to say you lucked out, but you lucked out.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting.
You did it good. That's
Needle doesn't give me the
strategy.
usual patterns, right? Like I usually get a high jump and he spits out a needle that you can deboost off of, right? And I didn't get that, and so I take the body hit first time, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be close.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for this race, MKL. It was a really fun race to watch and to commentate. So, Charlie Boy, do you have any closing words?
Closing words. Sure, yeah, man. If you guys hadn't followed the runners yet, please follow the runners. If you guys hadn't followed the commentators, follow the commentators. If you haven't followed Speed Gaming, make sure you follow Speed Gaming. Like to do that and get that out of the way. Also, guys, I am hosting a Mega Man 2 randomizer tournament. So if you guys haven't gotten enough of Mega Man 2 between the NES difficult 80% tournament last month, the Game Boy tournament going on right now, and if you guys say didn't know about it and you want to get involved in something, then make sure to join the randomizer tournament next month. Sign-ups are still open until, I believe, August 5th. The tournament starts August 6th, so make sure to join that. Other than that, yeah, that's gonna do it for me. My name is Charlie Boy, and good stuff to John Carls and MKL. Guys.
Okay, well, I love that part where you said follow the runners, and the entire string of words was so deliciously monotonous. Monotonous? You know what I mean. It was really,
Monopoly?
No, yeah, it was really Monopoly. Definitely.
No, that's not the word.
It's definitely the word.
It's Monopoly. I mean, when
monotone.
Dang,
I think monotone.
You got me
is
twisted
what I mean.
now. Oh man.
But it's
Yes.
really, yeah, it really added to the flavor of this entire conversation. Thank you so much. It was a real joy to co-comment with you, Charlie Boy. Thanks,
Always
John
a
Carls,
pleasure.
MKL, Speed Gaming, Cyclone, Fiesel, everybody. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you again in the next tournament races. And yeah, bye.
Thank you all. Top 8 hype.
Top 8. Later, guys.
See you guys. Okay, later, guys.